Happy Facebook Live time. I am Melissa Kerman, and you are here joining me for Treehouse TV. I took a break for the last couple of weeks, so I'm really happy to be back. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, happy celebration of whatever sort you do for the holidays. I'm happy that it's a new year and I can get back into some regular routines. And I'm excited to be back, and I've got a fun project for you. Well, two actually. Today I'll be sharing sneak peeks from the January Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial bundle. I do this once a month, and this month is really a Valentine's theme, so super fun. And it's just always fun to be playing with new products as well, which of course I am. I see people joining, yay. Hello, hi Catherine, hi Sharon. I know I missed some names at the beginning. Hi Kathy, yay. So glad to see people joining in. So I hope you guys had good holidays and you're ready for the new year, for a better year. Crossing my fingers. We just got the whole year for it to be better, right? So there's time. So today I've got a bunch of announcements, of course my projects, and that's like the main thing. So let's talk about announcements. You guys probably already know that the January to June mini catalog is now live. Yay! So excited to have new products, so I can finally show you the inside of this lovely catalog. And of course, Celebration has begun. If you're not familiar with Celebration, basically it's a way to get free products, whether you place an order, whether you host a party, whether you join Stampin' Up! And buy the starter kit. So all kinds of great perks. And then if you're a demonstrator, there's also extra perks for based upon whatever your sales are. So it's a great fun time of year. Now, one thing that's different about the Celebration this year is that Celebration is only going to be 2 months long, so it's just January and February instead of being 3 months, which it has been in the past. So it's going to be a little bit shorter, short and sweet, and then guess what? We're going to have another celebration in the summer. Some more free things in the summer. So they're doing it a little bit different. Stampin' Up's a very creative company and always mixing things up, so it's just fun. It'll be fun to see what happens in the summer as well. So let's see, what else do I need to tell you? So I do have a question. I joined, and a little story, shall we say. I have been a demonstrator for 17 years, coming up on almost finishing 18, or almost 18 years, starting my 18th year. And when I first joined, all I did was I had one event a month. I started a club, which people asked me to do, to demonstrate projects. And I had little kids at the time, and I didn't have a lot of time for it. So I just did a little bit here and there. And the main reason was to subsidize my hobby. So I did that for many years until about 5 years ago. I decided I really wanted to invest more time in it. My kids were grown, off doing their own things, and there was time then to really focus on what I wanted to do. And I love this craft to death. I think I'm addicted. So it's been wonderful to be able to do it more. So my question for all you guys is, if any of you are demonstrators out there, what's the reason you joined? And do you buy just yourself, or do other people buy from you? Just kind of a general little poll, because a lot of times people think that joining means like doing parties, and it's a big deal, and it's a sort of sometimes people are uncomfortable asking. They feel like it's imposing to ask people to join, but it's really the best deal ever, because you spend $99, you get $125 a product, and now during Celebration there's a special offer where you get an extra gift for joining. It's a starter kit special, and you'll get 200, I'm not kidding, 200 sheets of 6x6 designer series paper. It's new paper, new patterns that will actually be in the new catalog that comes out in the summer. So you get an extra perk. And so anyway, let's see. So my question, just to be clear, so if you are a demonstrator out there, comment and say, I'm a demonstrator and I joined because, do you have people in your downline? Do you sell to other people, or do you just do it as a hobby? Because lots of people do it that way. And that's one of the beauties of buying the starter kit is you can do whatever you want with it. And it can change over time, like it did with me. So anyway, free designer paper during celebration when you buy the starter kit, which is $99, and you get $125 of product with free shipping and a 20% discount on all your future orders. So it's a great deal. So those are the basics of celebration. If you have questions about celebration, please let me know. I sort of take it for granted that everybody knows what it is, but you may not know. So I guess I should probably also say that for every $50 you spend, whether you're a demonstrator or a customer, you get a free thing, which is so fun. And when you host a party, when your party gets to $300 in sales, whether it's just you or you selling to other people, you get a free stamp set. It's I think it's called Punch Party. I think I got that right. And it coordinates with several punches, which is very fun. So, and then of course I told you about the starter kit special. So, okay, I will watch your comments. I see people are chiming in, saying they're hobbyists, and I'll definitely catch up on looking at those later. And let's see what else I have to share with you. Okay, so for those of you who purchased Taste of a Sweet product shares, the big order is in. Yay, and it should be arriving any day now because I expedited shipping, because it takes me a lot of time to sort through and cut and prepare. So I'm going to have a pile of products that I'm going to be sorting through, and then when it's ready, of course, I will let you all know. But it takes me about 2 weeks to sort and package everything and send it back out. If you're not familiar with my Taste of a Sweet product shares, they're basically a way to get a little bit of a lot of different products without buying big packages of anything. So you get a lot more to play with, and I love it because it gives me a lot more too. So much fun. Let's see. Just let me know if you're interested in knowing about future shares. I do it with the launch of every new catalog, and actually in advance of the new catalog, so people pre-order. Okay, a few more quick little announcements. So my cracked glass technique class is now live. The pre-order month was last month. So anybody who signed up for that got their materials kit in the mail if you signed up for that, and have gotten the electronic materials. Super excited about that. That it's a big task, and I'm so happy that it's done. I'm always relieved when it's done. And I cut enough for 2 additional project kits, just 2. So if anybody missed out on signing up for the cracked glass class, you can still sign up either with a materials kit or as an electronic class, and you can also sign up with product as well. Those options are all on my website on the cracked glass class page. Kind of a mouthful there. All right. Oh, and this is also the time of year, I only do this twice a year, when I give people the opportunity to sign up for either a subscription for my technique classes, which is a fee-based thing, so you're not getting any product, you're getting kits in the mail, or not kits in the mail, but it's a subscription, you're paying a fee for the class, or you can join a club, which is product-based, so you get product, you buy product, and then you get the class for free, and then at the end of the club cycle, you get more free product from me. So those are the 2 options. I only offered this subscription and club window, open window, twice a year. Now is the window, and it goes through February 15th, and you can either sign up for 3 classes or 6 classes. So 3 is half of the year, because I do them every other month. 6 classes is the whole year. So that information is on my website as well. You can always reach out to me and ask me questions if you have them about the technique classes, because I do offer a lot of different options, which can be confusing to people sometimes. So don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm always here to help. Okay. Last but not least, quick little note. You guys know that the Whisper White cardstock went away, that our manufacturer was no longer in business, but they're Stampin' Up! Replaced those products with what they're calling Basic White instead of Whisper White. Those products are now available, so there really wasn't a gap. So if you need white products, trying to reconnect. Hopefully you guys, it didn't cut out on you guys, but I forgot to connect my mic, so hopefully you could hear me okay. It's now connected. Okay, so project today. So the focus of the Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial bundle in January is the sections in the mini catalog that are Valentine's related. And the main focus is the Love You Always Suite. Now I'm going to turn my camera down so I can show you some pages of the catalog, and then we'll get started with the project demonstration. So while I'm doing that, I just want to tell you a little bit about the Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial bundle. I am part of a design team of me and 11 other demonstrators, and we each design a project with a theme, and we're always given a set of pages in the mini catalog or annual catalog that we can pull from. So the main focus of this one is Love You Always, and I think of the 12 projects, I think maybe 9 of them use one of the bundles that are strictly the Love You Always suite. Today I'm going to be using these designer papers and the embellishments and the foil just a bit. But you can also use anything else on these other pages. Some people used this set right here, which is the Always in My Heart, and the Forever Always and the coordinating dies. Those are part of the Love You Always suite. I love that I can actually show you the inside of the catalog because before the catalog goes live, I can't. It's illegal. So anyway, this is fun. So one of the projects, and the one that I am remaking, because I'm going to do a redo of one of my design team members' projects with what I have on hand, she used this stamp set. It's the most adorable little set. I love the lips. And it also has a punch that goes with it that punches out the lips. Now, because I didn't buy this set, I bought a different Valentine set. I remade her project into something what really looks completely different, but it's going to be really fun to show you because I took her sort of basic layout and used the stamps that I bought. So here's another Valentine's set that we had the option to use. Again, didn't buy that one. I can't buy everything like I might want to. I bought this cute little set. I just love these little heart, flower, whatever they are. Just cute little images, and they coordinate with this little Valentine Cards and More kit, which are small little cards for, of course, for sending for Valentine's. And then a few people used this Kangaroo and Company stamp set in their projects. So the tutorial bundle this month is going to be quite a variety of different projects, which makes it that much more fun. So the one I'm doing for my remake is this one. So this is the one with the lips. Sandra Hernandez is the designer. Isn't that adorable? As a side note, I have to let you know that when my kids were little, and actually my daughter Katie, in her 2nd grade class, we actually had the kids put lipstick on their lips and kiss a sheet of cardstock. And then we heat embossed it in clear embossing powder, and we put it in a little book for a Mother's Day gift. So this is what this makes me think of. Now, it's part of why I think it's quite lovely. But you could always do that. And actually, even the boys did it. They put lipstick on, and we heat embossed their lips, and it was just the cutest little thing. Anyway, so I'm going to remake this, and it's going to look really different. Okay, so I just want to show you quickly some of the papers that I'm going to be playing with today. These are actually going to be for the second project, but I just love these metallic papers. So pretty. So 3 of the foils and 3 of the specialty papers. And then we're also going to be using a little bit of this black and white paper as well on the project, the second project. Actually, black and white is on the first project. Take it back. Okay, so there's my set, the main set I'm using today. And then I'm also using a sentiment from this set, Framed for You, which I have not even barely used. But I loved this one, Sending Love and Hugs. I could send that to like anybody, really, because I could send love and hugs to anybody. So I think it kind of makes for a very versatile sentiment. All right, I'm going to get this out of the way and start showing you this first project. So I'm going to work on the one that's the remake of this first. And I'm going to start with, I have stamped my first image in real red, and that's going to be sort of my replacement image for the lips, the red lips. And I wanted that to get that out of the way so I wouldn't have to wash my stamp in between. And then I'm going to use my Memento ink. And I'm going to stamp this in a few places. So I'm, again, sort of trying to do the same basic layout as Sandra. And this is a bigger image than what she used, so, you know, it's a little bit different and to get that same look, but that's why I said it kind of ends up looking really quite different. And yet I'm basically stealing the idea or the layout. And then on the top, I'm going to do a few as well. I'm trying to kind of stagger them so they're not exactly one on top of each other or the same looking. Okay, so there's what I got. And it's a little bit hard to stamp and see very well what I'm doing with the camera there. So guess what? I have another version on the back, which is very similar. Now, when I stamped this red one, I also stamped a second one, and I fussy cut it. So there's my fussy cut one. And I use my paper snips. If you don't have paper snips, you have to have some because they're the best fine tip scissors you'll find anywhere. So I fussy cut that just with the general contours. I got some dimensionals on the back side. And I'm going to actually turn this over so we got a nice clean space. You can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to work on my sentiment piece. So for mine, I'm using the Lovely Label Pick-a-Punch. And on this one, you have different size wells that you can put the cardstock in. But don't allow that to limit you in your thinking of the width of cardstock you can use, because you really don't have to be limited by that. It's nice to have the well, to put it in the well if it fits there. But I always recommend that you turn the punch over anyway, just to make sure you've got it in the right spot. So I have pre-done a couple of sentiments. I actually stamped the Be Mine on red, and that's from the Valentine Keepsakes set. And because this is small, I wanted to, and I need to put it into my punch, so you're going to see this is a little hard to do. I can't stick it in and have control over it. So you may have seen me do this before, but I'm going to create myself a little handle. So I've got a piece of white cardstock. It's got a little bit of adhesive on the back, and I'm just going to attach this to the piece of paper, turn it over, and then I'm going to use this side of my punch. So you notice I'm not even worrying about the well, and I wanted it to be red so I could really show you. And you're just going to center it in there. You're pushing it up against the metal end and centering it on the shape, and then just punching it. And then I'm going to put it on the other side and do the same thing. So we have a number of these lovely multi-sized punches. So you can use the full shape of the punch or just part of it, like I did here. Yeah, oh, Post-it note. Yeah, Post-it note works too, for sure. So there's my finished sentiment. And I did make a few different ones just for fun, so we could play around with different options on this. So I'll show you those in a sec. I also did it in Cherry Cobbler, but I think I like the red better, but I need your opinion when we get there. So I got a piece of designer series paper, got adhesive on the back. This is one of the pieces from the, I think it's called True Love designer paper. All the ones that the black and white patterns. And then my focal piece is going to go on a piece of black. So I'll get some adhesive on the back side of that. Now, did anybody else notice this set? Because I have a feeling it's gonna kind of get unnoticed. There's a lot of Valentine stuff in this new catalog. But I just thought this was super cute and flexible in how you use it. Instead of being big hearts, smaller images to play with. Now I've also stamped a piece for the inside of my card. And this is actually second inking of that main image, and that's third inking. Just so it would be a little bit more subtle, not as bold on the inside. All right, so I'll show you all the little sentiments that I played around with. So I did on white, sending love and hugs. I did this one with sponging on the edge. I see, Laura, you didn't see this set, and I'm not surprised at all because I think it's easily missed. So these are sentiments, the Be Mine, you have My Heart. The Sending Love and Hugs is from that other set, the Framed for You set. So now it's time to put my card together. I did my first one a little bit differently, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So you might notice that I'm only showing 2 different projects today. And the reason for that is because I've decided I have to find ways to be smarter with my time. And I don't go halfway with anything. So if I'm going to do it, I have to do it in detail, and I usually end up doing it multiple ways, and that means it takes me a lot of time. So if I do 3 projects versus 2, I figure it might not be quite so much time. So just trying to, do this, be smarter. So I'm going to go ahead and see, you guys can tell me, which do you think is better? The red or the cherry cobbler? I got to bring it up to the camera so you guys can let me know what you think. It's kind of dark, isn't it, the cherry cobbler? And then there's the red. Now I stamped the red on here to begin with, really just for placement purposes, because I'm just going to be covering that up, right? So I am going to just go ahead and go with the red. Yes, I see other people are saying red. The cherry cobbler is just too dark. Now the thing that's cool about this design, right, is I could replace this color out with a pink if I wanted it, or maybe even a purple. If we want to go completely non-traditional and try to make it more masculine, we could do blue. Anything we want, right? So, love black and white. Kind of just so fun. So now the question is, do we want to do a red sentiment? So this is, I'm playing with this. So I'm not telling you what I did on my first one. And then there's this one. What else do we have? Be Mine in red. Might not be giving you guys enough time to look at it. And then Be Mine in black. Maybe I should show you the other one. I think that the red is what I'm inclined towards. It sort of ends up, the black kind of gets lost. But, so this is what I think I'm going to go with. And then I also pulled in some of these adorable little embellishments. Now I did not use these on anything yet. Sending Hugs in white with red. Let's see. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that's what I did, right? And then somebody else said the red sentiment. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, trying to look at your comments while I do this. So these are actually part of the snail suite, whatever that one's called. Snail mail, I think is what it's called. And they're these adorable little hearts. Aren't those so cute with the white and the red? So I was thinking that in order to kind of frame this sentiment, make it stand out a little bit more, I could use some of these little red hearts. So that's what I'm going to try and see what we think. Because it kind of just seems perfect for that. Tell me what you think. So the other thing that's neat about this is, right, you could use rhinestones, we could use our little black, the matte black dots. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of the things I pulled out because I was playing around with all kinds of ideas. So I got the matte black dots in 2 different sizes. I could sort of see those in here as well. And I've got my little tiny red rhinestones, which I love. I think those would be pretty cute there. Okay, I'm watching your comments. We've got our regular rhinestones. I mean, there's just, Valentine's just speaks to this stuff, right? The shiny, sparkly stuff. I think these could be really pretty, like right there flanking that sentiment. And now I'm totally conflicted. I'm giving myself too many choices. So chime in and let me know what you think. I think I'm probably going to attach that sentiment, and then we'll see what everybody thinks, and if I may change things up before we're done. So I'm going to start with putting some glue dots on the back side of my sentiment piece. I'm going to do 2 layers thick because I want it to be a little bit taller than just flat on the paper. But I don't want it to be as tall as the heart bouquet or heart garden. That's what I'm calling that. It's a heart garden. And then I'm going to go ahead and just place it in there. It's almost like sending hugs is the root of the flower, right? Love grows from down below. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so here is my Wink of Stella, and I did use my Wink of Stella on each one of the hearts. How sweet. Yeah, red makes it stand out better, I think so. Let's see, who else? The resin red hearts, you like those? Very good. So I'm going to just put my Wink of Stella, and on my first card I did it on every single one of these, and I just think it adds this really sweet little shimmer. I'm going to show you my finished card. I think I'll finish the Wink of Stella off camera. Watch for comments, see what people think about all these different fun embellishments. So this one is, let's see, it's kind of a little bit more open, kind of like how she did her lips. Again, she's got some of the matte black dots here and there, so that's what gave me the idea to use some of the other embellishments here and abouts. And then the one I finished before I went on camera is this one. So it's a little bit busier. I put some of the flowers in between the hearts, so it's a little bit less like Sandra's because it's sort of busier and more filled in. So I'd love to know your thoughts. Which one do you have a preference? Do you like one versus the other? The more the simpler with more open space, or more filled in? So anyway, those are my two cards. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Sandra, for this card. It's always so fun to start with a layout and then see where it takes you. So I also, in part, decided that I would only do 2 projects today because so many of them were done with things that I couldn't think of a way to remake with what I had. So it just made sense to just keep it simpler and stick with just 2 designs today. Simpler with the red resin. Okay, less busy. Okay, cool. I like it. Okay, that seems to be the unanimous. So anyway, just fun to play with. So thank you for chiming in. I'll be looking forward to reading more comments as I am able. Okay, so the next project is the one that I designed for the tutorial bundle. It's actually a super simple project. I'm actually going to show you the finished one. And I have seen cards done with this punch for some time now, and I just love it, the way it all kind of ties together. So I thought, why not try it with this Valentine Keepsake stamp set? And I've got my sentiment piece popped up and stamped. So now you could also, if you wanted it to be less busy, you could do all of these the same pattern, maybe on different colors or even on the same color. I've seen it really done simply. I ended up doing the multiple images and the multiple colors. So now the other idea I had as I was doing this, I couldn't help myself, but do a different version as true to form. So I decided I would play around with the foil papers, the specialty papers, and just use the same colors, but use the specialty paper instead. Now, because I was doing that, I figured white wouldn't look so good in among all that glitz. So I decided I would use the Sahara Sand foil sheet. So those foil sheets come in the 3 colors. One is the Sahara Sand, one is the Blushing Bride, the other is the Rococo Rose. Now, because I'm stamping on the foil, I need to use my jet black Stays On because nothing else will stick to it. So I'm going to just create my little sentiment using the Stays On, my little With Love. So I'm doing the sentiment in the same way, just on the foil, and then I'm going to put the card together. So when you stamp on the foil, you have to be really careful that it doesn't slide because it's a slippery, slick surface. And stays on is the only thing that will stick to the foil, of course. Now I'm going to stamp my heart here, and I'm going to do it 3 times, one with full ink, and then second ink just above and to the right, and another one with third ink. So this is funny because this same exact thing happened when I did it earlier when I was practicing. For some reason it ends up with a little hole in the heart. Kind of funny, huh? And for something about the foil, and I don't want to press too hard, so it ended up doing that. But it's kind of a cool look. And I have done one that will be dry for me to show you guys, so you'll get to see that one in a minute. So I'm just stamping my flowers to kind of frame the other elements on this piece, and that's got to be careful not to touch it because I will rub it and make a mess if I touch it. So that's the basic idea, and I'm going to show you my dry one and how to put this together most effectively. Set that aside. So now I've taken one that's finished and dry. You can see it did that little opening in the center like it did it when I did it just a second ago. So I guess it's might have to do it a bunch of times on the foil to see if I can get it to get a solid image. I still thought it looked cute and cool with the open center. So to get this started, this is what I recommend, is that you do this piece up against the left, and you position this one right next to it. And the reason why is because it'll set you up for the whole rest of the card layout. And it seems simple, but it'll just make it easier. So I have actually attached these to here there's adhesive on the back side of all of my pieces. I used 1, 2, 3, 4 of the Blushing Bride, 3 of the Rococo Rose, the third one is here, and I'm going to end up using just 2 of the Sahara Sand at the foil. So it's really 2, 3, and 4. And I will actually be cutting some of them off and moving them around. So hold on, let's see, where do I have to do next? What am I doing next? I just realized I put that one. Oh no! I just realized I did the wrong one right there, which means that my whole pattern is different. Oh no! Here we go. I guess I'm just going to have to go with it. So I'm going to switch my pinks around, and I'm going to put my Blushing Bride where my Rococo Rose was, and I might have to punch some extra ones to get it to fit. So I am going to attach them so that I've got my even edges, spacing between each of the pieces. And I'm really going to just attach up now. I'm not going to go down because I want to be able to cut off my sides. So that's going to go right there. That's what happens when you sort of create live. I think this is going to be really pretty with this paper. All right, so what next? My brain is working over here because I'm doing the patterns in a different way. So I need more paper. So there's my pack of the specialty papers. Just gotta find the opening. There it is. I'm going to need some extra ones of my pink, the Rococo Rose in particular. So let's punch. All right. Decide which way I want to be up. And then I got my Sahara sand, and I only have adhesive on the bottom because it's going to be hanging off of the edge on the top. And then I've got my Blushing Bride. So I'm just kind of building this up towards the top. And then I'm going to cut off just 2 of the sides to start with. Grab my cutter. Now this piece here is 4 by 5 1/4, and I want to be able to put one edge or the other edge up against my trimmer, the top of my trimmer, which is why I didn't want to go past the edge on some of the other sides. So I need to be able to put this up against a straight edge in order to be able to cut properly. I'm going to turn it over, so I actually need to do this side first. And I'm going to use my finger to press against the cardstock up here at the top, there at the top, inside. You can't probably see it, but my finger's right there, just pushing it up against the edge so that I can gauge where to place my paper. And then I'm just trimming those off. Dropped one of them. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the top side. Put it upside down. Now I don't have an edge to put it against here, so I can put this edge up against the top, but there's nowhere to put my finger. So I'm just going to have to gauge, and it should be around 4, and it might be a little bit less than that, and that's okay. And then I've got some scraps that I will likely use. All right, so there we are so far. And now I'm going to need another pink one. Looks like I can get a full 6 of these. Is that 6? 1, 2, 3, no, 5 of them across the edge of my paper. I do love this punch, the tailored tag punch. So that one's going to go down here. I've got my Sahara sand. It's going to go right there. And I've got another Sahara sand that's going to go at the bottom. This was a scrap. So I'm almost got it all filled in. So I don't know about you guys, so I want you to tell me what you think. You think you're going to be liking this version or the one with the fancy foil paper? I think I know the answer. So, okay, I'm going to just stick this in here, one of my scraps again, and I'm going to trim off this side and this side now. Figure out. And now I can use my finger to press my cardstock against the edge, and again it's looking like a hair less than 5 1/4 to get me right up against the edge. Now I got my next side, and we're almost there. Last but not least, oh, one of them, I got one more to put on there, and that one is supposed to be, I thought I did my math, you know, like I knew how many pieces I needed. Apparently, I didn't quite have that figured out. One more Sahara sand and we're good to go. I might have lost a scrap somewhere also. I probably did, because I should have the other half of that somewhere. It's probably right over here. Nope. Yes, it's attached to the side of my trimmer. I think it's going to be. There we go. There's the missing piece. All right. Going to attach it, and then I just have one more piece to trim off, and I'm good. There we go. There is my pattern. Let's see how it fits on my card base. I need to trim off a little bit on the back. You can see it's hanging off just the tiniest bit in a few spots. Probably so much so that you can't even see on the camera. So again, I did an inside piece. I labeled my front so I would make sure not to put the piece on the wrong side. And then it's just going to get attached, and then I have one additional embellishment or two on the sentiment piece, and we will be all done. So I guess the keys with this really are just setting yourself up with your positioning at the beginning so that you can, and then trimming off the sides strategically so you have a straight edge to go by to know where to cut. And I am still trying to be careful with this stays on, even though I did it earlier today, just to make sure it doesn't smudge. Hopefully it won't rub off. It shouldn't. It should dry on there. So there's my almost finished card. And now I have taken one of these adorable little heart charms. You can see I put one on this version. And I put a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue on the back side. And I let it dry. This is my favorite new trick. I do it almost every time, I think, so that it's tacky and it won't ooze out. So it's really nice. Or if you drop it, you won't get glue somewhere else on your thing, on your card. And then I'm just going to place it right over that image that was stamped with third inking. Now I did try to put some Wink of Stella on some foil earlier today just to experiment and see if it worked, and it didn't stay on there. So it's not the kind of thing that will stay on a slick surface like this. So there is the finished card, and on this one, of course, I used one of the matte black dots right there, so I could do the same on this one, but you know, I might just have to do one of these other fun ones, like a rhinestone or one of these other jewels. I'm going to have to play around with it. That's what I have to do. So I will take photographs of my second versions of my cards, and those will be on my website in a blog post on Saturday, so you'll be able to see both versions of both cards. I think I've buried the first card that I made somewhere here on my workspace. Oh, whatever. The photographs will be on my website. I tell you, whenever I demonstrate or on camera, my workspace ends up looking like a disaster. I'm almost tempted to show you guys. I just throw everything everywhere. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera around and say some reminders and goodbye. So here we are. Hello, everybody. Well, I hope you enjoyed those two projects. Again, those are sneak peeks of what's going to be in the Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial bundle. for January. And if I didn't say it before, customers who spend $35 or more get that tutorial bundle for free in an email link when I send them their thank you email. And you can also purchase those tutorial bundles on my website. There's a page with every single one, and I can't even remember how much they are. You have to go look. It's either $10 or $12, and there are 12 tutorials in each bundle. So with themes for each one, for different suites, and of course you get a range of projects. Just like with today's project, it's not all the Love You Always suite. It's some other hello, I can't say the word, products as well. Getting stuck on my words. Let's see. So what else? So just some quick reminders as we wrap up. I will, of course, be back next Thursday, the 14th. So I'm done with my break. I'm back for my regular Thursday Facebook Lives every week from now until whenever, till the next big holiday comes. And let's see, what else? Just remember to check out your new mini catalog. Let me know if you have questions about it. And the new celebration items. And hopefully I'm going to get a chance soon to actually play with some of those celebration items. I'll have some new things to show with those freebies as well. And again, I've got 2 project kits for my cracked glass class, if anybody's interested in that. Plus, anybody can sign up for the electronic class as well. The subscription opportunity and club opportunity is open until February 15th. And again, the basic white products are available. So let's see. Design process, building blocks. Well, I think it's pretty clear because, of course, for when I did this one, I pretty much decided that I wanted to use that layout. So that kind of gives me my structure. Layout always makes it so much easier. And then initially, I decided on stamping instead of using designer paper, but you can see it's really easy to mix it up and change things around. And of course, I alternated the colors, right? So where the dark pink is, the light pink is, and vice versa on these 2. Because I attached that first one when I wasn't thinking, apparently. So anyway, it can come out fun and different, in lots of different ways. And let's see. Sentiment piece, I don't know if there's much more to say about it. So, yeah. I think we're pretty much done. So blog post up on Saturday, and this video will be posted to YouTube as well if you're watching on the replay. Wonderful. I'm so glad you're here. And I'll be back same time, same channel next Thursday. And I hope you guys are having a good start to your New Year's and getting back into routines as well. And thanks for being here. Thanks for watching and being here. I appreciate it. It wouldn't be nearly as fun without you guys, and I'll look forward to reading your comments after the live. So have a wonderful evening and a wonderful week, and happy crafting. Bye. Yay. Oh, I'm so glad you liked the cards, Laura Lee and Kim. Yay. Kimmy. Okay. Have a great one. Bye, everybody. You stay safe and healthy, too. Most important thing. Bye-bye. Bye, Christy. Bye, Kathleen.